Hey guys, this is your favorite neighborhood gambler, Moss Money. Thanks for clicking on my video. If you're into gambling, if you're into winning money at gambling, hell, if you love talking Eagles, this is the channel and the videos for you. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, tell a friend to tell a friend, and enjoy the shows. Oh, got another good one. Oren Burks, linebacker, played well. N'Kobe Dean. What was the injury when N'Kobe Dean again? Knee? I forget which one is.
Patellar tendon.
Patellar tendon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which will go into next year, and he will be hurt, and he will not be ready for the start of the
Week
regular
one,
season.
no.
He will not be ready. And obviously, you guys can already guess who I'm going to go right after Burks, right? Because I think it goes hand in hand. But let's start with the lower hanger fruit first. Played well. I think the first game out, he kind of with the switch when we all knew Dean got hurt, and kind of Dean actually became more. We've seen with them pulling back the curtain a little bit of the Eagles, we saw how big Dean was a leader of this defense. Of all the dogs on this defense, Dean was kind of the loudest dog out there, being the leader of the team. And then his performance even showed that. But man, Burks filled in admirably. I think he played well. Outside of that first game where he had to get his footing, and it's a kind of switch from special teams to being a starter. Took him some little bit, but he flashed. He flashed a couple times as well. I'm not sure what I want to do here. I think you have to. He has to stay, almost right. I mean,
think Burks falls into the Isaiah Rodgers category, and I think that they have the ability to be paid by a lesser franchise on flash play. And what that means is they filled in roles while a team was hot, and they rolled with the heat, if that makes sense. And they played well. Oren Burks played really well. I just think that Oren Burks is what somebody else could pay him compared to what we could pay him. Now, mind you, this dude was a backup on the Niners last season when they went to the Super Bowl. So, he's, I don't know if he's chip chasing. I wouldn't really put it with him. But, I mean,
okay.
he was
I thought he was with the Saints. Was he with the Saints? No, that was Bond. I'm sorry.
No, Bond. Yeah, no, Bond was with the Saints. Burks was with the Niners.
Right.
At a Vanderbilt. So, Burks is a good football player, man. I like him. I just think that there's a team out there like the Titans or somebody that would pay him, possibly like $4 million a year for 2 years, just to bring him in and let him play. And he's not going to come back to the Eagles. And again, Marcus Amir Walker with a great point here, talking about Jeremiah Trotter Jr. That's a guy that the Eagles believe in a lot. And that's a guy that Vic Fangio likes a lot. And that's a guy that they want to elevate and develop, quicker than others. The issue is
he's not better than Burks, though.
No, not at this point. But I mean, what we can project a player to be through one offseason to another offseason. I mean, there's no telling. Oren Burks could take a step down. That could be the best season we've ever seen from him. And Trotter could take, the leap. I mean, we could be looking at potentially Trotter and Oren Burks maybe as our starting linebackers on week one until N'Kobe Dean gets back. But I just think the inside off-ball linebacker position right now for the Eagles is pigeonholed, and I'm assuming we're going to Bond next, and I would just say he has the team by the balls right now as far as financial negotiating goes, because, I mean, we got nothing, man, right now. It's Jeremiah Trotter Jr., it's N'Kobe Dean, Ben Van Sumeren, who's an exclusive rights free agent, so he'll be back, and then Dallas Gant, who is a super undersized off-ball linebacker that we signed to a futures contract. So they have nothing, man. I mean, it's not much.
Real quick, so just for people to know, talk about
Van Sumeren's also coming off a torn ACL, so that needs to be
Van Sumeren, exclusive rights, free restricted free agent. What is that?
It's undrafted free agent who is under contract through it's like in the NBA with the restricted free agents, you have the rights to the player before anybody else.
Yep.
The right to refusal is what it is.
Yeah, and then I think was it less than 3 years, I think, or something like that, is added to that.
Yeah, it depends on the player.
Yeah,
it depends on whatever it is. But his current situation is He should be on his second year, so he would have one more year, depending on how they negotiated their contract. So when they sign an undrafted free agent to an extension or whatever it may be, it based on that first, $150,000 or $250,000 they gave the player to come to camp. Once they make the team, they can extend them as an exclusive rights free agent, and they get right to first refusal each offseason.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay, man. I'll be honest. I think that I think, like you said, looking at what we have from linebacker, right? You talked about Trotter. You talked about undersizing. Was it Gant? I think Dallas Gant, right?
Dallas Gant. Yeah. I mean, we're talking about a
training. We can't even really, we practice team. We really don't know much about.
Played in a couple games this year, but I mean,
was it LSU? I saw. Was it LSU?
Dallas Gant.
Yeah, it was LSU guy, right?
No.
Toledo. I'm sorry, Toledo. My bad. Toledo. I'm thinking about Price, the running back for some reason. I don't know why. Toledo. But you have Trotter Jr. and then really just Bond as your healthy guys from a linebacker's perspective. And then you have Burks, right? And not only can Burks play, like you said, all-bound linebacker, but he's a special teams ace.
Yeah.
So to me, you lose a lot when you lose Burks, and not just, and we didn't even get the ball yet, but you lose a lot. This is versatility of, even if Trotter does come in, like you said, from year to year, takes a big leap and even leaps ahead of Burks, because not only does he leaps ahead of Burks in terms of what he can do on the field, but also they want to push him and kind of fast track him to get him on the field and play. Missing Burks on special teams is still a big miss. So to me, I think you have to pay this guy. I think he stays. I'm not sure what his number would be, because I think he would argue that he would be the starting linebacker as he finished last year. He would expect to come back as a starting linebacker. So
I would think he would expect to start here, but I think that the idea of getting paid elsewhere, it just depends on where his head's at, man.